Welcome to Tecumseh Savages baseball field as the Shawnee Wolves invade today. It's our first chance to see Coach Schaefer's Shawnee Wolves 2025 edition, and we're looking forward to it. It's a young squad, no seniors on the squad whatsoever, and Coach Schaefer optimistic that we will see improvement throughout the year. And this is opportunity number one for us as this Tecumseh squad beat the Shawnee Wolves 5-3 about 10 days ago, and Shawnee coming back to see if they can settle the score as they probably played their best game of the season last Friday in that win against Bethel as they came away, Shawnee did, with a 13-5 victory. Last time we saw Tecumseh, it was in Hera, and that was a game that I know that Coach Easton Mars would rather just put behind the belt and we not talk about, so we won't. He is happy, though, to talk about his past with Coach Schaefer as Coach Schaefer came to Tecumseh when Easton, just a junior, and so Easton able to play for Coach Schaefer as well as come back and coach about 150 games with Coach Schaefer. So it's a little bit of a down-the-road rivalry here. Two coaches very familiar with each other, and the players also, as this is game 2 of them opposing one another. Stepping in first for the Wolves is Cruz Winsett. Cruz will be on the mound today, and Elias Hassler throws the first pitch in for a strike. Hassler throwing to Braxton Meyer. Over at first is Lane Laughlin. Second base is Cash Phelps. That's going to be just inside, 1-1. Third base, Lane Stewart. Shortstop today is Caleb Sparks. We saw Caleb throwing against Hera, and now he's back at short. Vincent acts as a bunt. It's going to be called a strike, I believe. 1-2 the count. The outfield, Zach Walker in left. Center field is Zant Shirey. That's going to be outside, 2-2. And right field for Tecumseh is Caden Prado. Strike 3 as Hassler comes away with a strikeout against Whitsett. And coming up to the plate is going to be Derek Criswell. Derek playing third base today. And that one's going to be on the outside corner, strike. Beautiful day for baseball, as it so often is. It can get cold. If you bring the kids out, though, to a game this year, make sure to have cold weather gear in the car as it turns quickly. That's a shot by Criswell over to Stewart, who throws it to Laughlin for out number 2 on the 5-3 putout. That brings up Parker Wells. Parker shortstop today for the Wolves. Hassler having his way so far. First pitch strike for the young ones out there. That's recipe for success. And Hassler doing it well to these first 3 batters. Get out in front. Hassler, a number 1 arm for Coach Mars. He's a 175-pound junior, I believe. Gets just enough of that, does Wells, to stay in the box. Beautiful job on the field here in Tecumseh, as another strikeout, and the Wolves go down 1-2-3. You're watching Shawnee High School Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Stranded with car trouble? Give Triple R Wrecker a call. Triple R Wrecker and the Ramirez family has been serving Greater Pottawatomie County for over 20 years. Triple R Wrecker. At McElye and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElye and Owens for a visit today.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high-quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time, at our Shawnee Sonic. Castor Key Auto Mart. Online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
Caleb Sparks takes the first pitch from Shawnee pitcher Cruz Winston. That's going to be high tight, ball 1. On that outside corner, as Blue is given that corner early. You like to see that. Keeps the game moving, and it helps the pitcher and challenges the hitter. I always like to see a graceful strike zone. That's a little bit low and wide. Winsett throwing today to Ty Janda. Over at first is Case Childers. Second base is Rhett Hokett, and Derek Criswell over at third. That's going to be hit out to right field, tailing away towards the line, and it bounces just foul. I thought that bounced inside the line, but Chris Gregg has a much better view of it than I do. It's called foul, strike 2. Wow, that was a tough one, and it put right fielder Ethan Berger on the run very quickly. In left field is Gavin Gregson. Center field is Corbin Wood. And our shortstop for the Wolves today, Parker Wells. I think that gets us through. 2-2 now, the count, as athlete Caleb Sparks was on the run. That very well could have ended up in a triple. That's going to be high, and the count goes full. Let's see how the pitcher handles this one. Cruz set. He puts it where Parker can hit it. That one's going to go to right field, and it's over the head and to the wall. That might be his triple anyway, as he's huffing it to third. Hokett with the throw. Going to be late, as Caleb Sparks didn't get it the first time, but he got a hold of it the second time, and it goes for a triple. Over the head of Berger. Wow. It's not often that you see a foul ball drop like that the player comes back and hits it just as radically. That was kind of cool. But Sparks on third. Winsett goes to his stretch and outside, ball 1. Contrast from the first inning, in which Hassler kept control of his batters. First pitch strikes on all 3. Winsett having a hard time here getting that. 1-1 as he brings the count to even. That, you would think right field is going to get a lot of play today. Outside, ball 2. Berger playing pretty much straight up right field, and they're pitching him outside, trying to keep him away from down that line, but that wind is going to push a lot of things to the line. You can see it already. Janda set up outside. They get the foul. That would have been an interesting play if it would have been a strike dropped, first base open. Does third base have to tag, or can they just come? That'd be interesting. I always like to let you know when I'm not sure about a rule. That's back out of play as Zant Shirey fighting in there with a 2-2 count. Zant playing center field for Tecumseh. Outside ball 3, second time in a row. Winsett goes to full. Shirey reaches on a walk, and that's going to bring up Lane Stewart.
Third baseman, number 5, Lane Stewart.
Janda passes on the sign from the dugout, how they want to handle this first and third. As you would think, Shirey's going to be running. He's got a good lead. And again, high with that first pitch. Cruz, a right-handed pitching freshman. As the play unwinds, Tecumseh scores, everybody's safe. As the Wolves are unable to execute what they needed to get to produce the out. Coming home, Caleb Sparks. And Zant Shirey was the one causing havoc on the bases. And he's safe at second. So 1 run across, no outs. Lane Stewart at the plate for Tecumseh. That's going to be hit to shortstop. Out recorded. First out of the inning. Shirey moves over to third. On the 6-3 putout, Parker Wells over to Case Childers. So again, on the rundown, you had basically 3 freshmen having to make those decisions, and you can kind of see just the slowness about how to handle the situation. And that has been, that's what this team needs to be able to overcome, is they're playing immediately at a varsity level, no junior varsity experience, and so they're on a quick learning curve. And let's see how Winsett can navigate this now with Shirey over at third base. And this is Caden Prados, and he strikes out Prado with 3 pitches. Nicely done. That's a big out for Winsett.
Now batting for the Savages,
And that's going to bring
baseman, number 3,
Lane Laughlin
Lane Laughlin.
to the plate. 2 outs, 1 on. Preaches is no curved lines on the runs in the innings. There's a straight line, that's okay. That's overcomable. It's when you start giving up the curved line innings, and we're looking at one, staring at one in the face with Shirey at third. Big moment early in the season for the Wolves. Strike 2. Winsett able to, that's one of those tricky little plays off the mound with the throwback from Janda. Need to hit him in the chest with that throwback, not bouncing it off the mound, because it could take a funny bounce and all of a sudden the man on third comes home. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Winsett set to deliver. That's into center field. Caught by the Wolves, and Lane Laughlin set down Corbin Wood with a good jump on that. He played the wind nicely and made the catch. Tecumseh with a couple of hits and a run across. They lead the Wolves 1-0 at the end of 1. You're watching Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together we're building community one season at a time.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has a lineman program.
Real life opportunities, real life experience, and that's what we're trying to give them with the 3 instructors. We got about 100 years of experience. They'll be what's called a grunt, a trainee, or they'll be an apprentice 5, and they will know how to do everything here on the ground and up the pole to help them get that job. You'll get out of this training what you put into it.
I recently had questions about my family's health insurance, so I stopped by and spoke with the insurance guy at the mall. Jim Pierce was friendly, quick, and knowledgeable about my options. Jim answered my questions, and I purchased the best insurance plan I've had in years. I recommend you speak with Jim Pierce, the insurance guy at the mall, about any health insurance questions you or your family members may have.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Coming back, second inning, as the Wolves welcome their catcher, Ty Janda, to the plate. He's the cleanup hitter today for Coach Schaefer, as Hassler set to deliver his first pitch, and Janda goes high to left field, and playing it out there is Prado in right field, and it is first out. First pitch, first out, and that's going to bring up Hokett, second baseman for the Wolves. See what Rhett can do as he takes it down the line foul. Rhett, I believe, a sophomore. He is. As 5'10", 140-pound sophomore. Enjoying his varsity play this year. That's going to be inside. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. 4 up, 4 down so far for the Wolves. As the wind in a lull at the moment, maybe straight center. That going to be low as well. 2-1. Good pitch. Hassler gets a swing and a miss. 2-2. And that one bounces. Another strikeout by Hassler. As Hokett goes down swinging, he runs to first because the ball goes into the dirt on the swing. Case Childers steps up for the Wolves. That's the first baseman, Case Childers. Case, a big old boy as a freshman, 6'4", 205. Saw Case play some football this year as well, and his season cut short in the fall. Back out on the varsity playing here for baseball. And he's going to take one for the team and head to first. That's the first base runner by the Wolves today. And notice, again, Hassler with a first pitch strike. Just the second pitch gets away from him, but he was in position to do what he needed to do with that first pitch strike. Tal Leone steps up as Tal, another freshman. Tal, a varsity football player as well. And stepping into the plate as the designated hitter today. That's going to be outside, ball one. Childers with a good lead. It's not too bad. You wouldn't expect anything going that direction here. Leone strikes 1-1. Coach Schaefer gives him that patented look. Why? Low and away. And Hassler found a spot that Leone likes. That's strike two. So 2 out here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Childers back in plenty of time. Good move by Hassler. Let's see if Coach Schaefer sends him. The wind is back hard left to right. He does. And it makes no difference. Strikeout as Hassler with a 1-2-3 inning. Basically, he did hit a batter in between there. 1 left on. Wolves trail 0-1. We are in the middle of 2.
She is willing to sit down, whether it be city, tribe, whoever, and she has worked out several grants, and she has accomplished road building. She's very grant knowledgeable, so the county has acquired some money just within her tenure that I wouldn't have known about, so there's a lot of grant opportunities out there.
To be, the first 2 females in state history to serve simultaneously in the same county, what a blessing and honor it is. Most people know that this is something that I've wanted to do since I was a little girl, and I am just so thankful for this opportunity, especially with Commissioner Dennis.
Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
Stranded with car trouble? Give Triple R Wrecker a call. Triple R Wrecker and the Ramirez family has been serving Greater Pottawatomie County for over 20 years. Triple R Wrecker. As Hassler steps to the nominal job so far in handcuffing the Wolves, takes a first pitch strike from Winsett, and that's going to be a slow bounder to Wells. Wells fields it nicely and gets it over for the out. Nicely done, Wells to Childers. Hassler retired. And that's going to bring up catcher Braxton Meyer.
Now batting for the Savages, catcher number 4, Braxton Meyer.
Braxton takes first pitch ball. But you can just see from the reaction from the pitcher's mound in itself that pitcher throwing that first pitch strike as Winsett did to Hassler and being in front of the count, it just works much better for the defensive side. That's going to be snow cone caught there by third baseman Derek Criswell as it was smacked by Meyer. And that's going to be the second out of the inning. And Zach Walker steps into the box. We saw a lot of action from Zach out in the field in our game last week versus Hera. He's going to put it out to right field. And a bit shaky, Ethan Berger catches up to it in the wind. He had a good jump on it, and he makes the catch. We're through 2. Tecumseh up 1-0 over the Wolves. You're watching Wolves baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we are building community one season at a time.
Hi, welcome in. Let's go see Jim.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high-quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Now batting for the Wolves, number 6.
Coming up to the plate is Corbin Wood for the Wolves, and Hassler with a first pitch strike to the center fielder, Corbin Wood. As Hassler retired at bat, but pitching a gem for the Savages from the mound, and that's what Coach Easton Mars said that we should anticipate as Hassler, a number 1 pitcher for his club, and he's showing it here. We are through 2, and other than a hit batsman who stayed at first through the end of the inning, we've got 4 strikeouts. No, I'm sorry. 2 strikeouts. I'm looking at the wrong page. I think it's 4 strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 strikeouts by Hassler so far of the 6 potential outs. And he's up here in front of the count. And another strikeout. Wood set down. And
Now batting for the Wolves, left fielder,
Blue
number
behind the
8,
plate
Gavin
likes it when
Grace.
pitchers are striking people out, and they'll start getting the benefit of the call there. Could have been considered high, maybe, but because Hassler has shown command of his pitches, He gets the call, and it is a call 3 strike. And you're going to see that all the time. Bunt laid down, and the race is on. He's going to be safe. As well done by Gavin Gregson. As Gavin reaches with the first hit given up by Hassler, and it's on a bunt.
Now batting for the Wolves. Pitcher.
Way to run, Gavin Gregson, as he makes it to first. And the ball bobbled, get by, and he is on. Brings up Ethan Berger. There's a balk from the mound, and that's going to move the runner up. There's no pitch, so the count stays first pitch. And we have Cruz Winsett back at the plate. Sorry about that. Ethan was DH for. And Cruz, the leadoff, now has a runner in scoring position. He drops the bunt nicely. It's a sacrifice by Cruz. Good baseball. And the runner now at third with 1 out. Thanks to the balk. As you like to see that sacrifice by the leadoff. That brings up Derek Criswell.
Number 10.
And Derek
Criswell.
hit it sharply to third in the first. Let's see if he can get the ball going the other way this time on the ground. Bring home that tying run. That's outside, ball 1. Hassler hasn't had to face this yet today. Let's see how he handles it. Runner 90 feet away. Adds a little fun to the game. That's going to be fouled back. Strike 1, 1-1. Couple of bunts laid down by the Wolves have put them in this position. A little bit of help from Criswell. 1 out. Outside, ball 2, 1-2. He's going outside hard. One of those gets away, probably scores a run. As putting a little bit more pressure on Braxton Meyer behind the plate. That's going to hit high. I don't know why the runner... Oh, there were 2 outs, not 1. My bad. And the Wolves unable to bring the run across. We're in the middle of 3 with Tecumseh up 1-0. You're watching Shawnee Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
I think the respect that she has when she walks in a room can be breathtaking.
Thank you.
She is one of my biggest mentors, and so the fact that she stays in the know, you can ask anyone on any board, anywhere serving in the community, and they know Miss Melissa Dennis. I think that's an amazing accomplishment.
Well, thank you. Thank you. If there is something that we can answer, we can help, you understand what we do better, we are here and willing to help you answer any questions and take you through our day-to-day operations.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time, at our Shawnee Sonic. Castor Key Auto Mart. online or in person. Pastor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Parker Wells on, gets away from him, so the air is going to put the batter on, as that's Caleb Sparks, who's already come around and scored once for Tecumseh, as it brings up, Caleb steps in, as that was Cash Phelps who got the first base on the air from the Wolves. And let's see, that being a leadoff, that's always hard, but let's see how the Wolves can overcome here. This is going to be Caleb Sparks at the plate. Cash, the 9-hole hitter. And he's the recipient of the air. The wind back up, pushing to the left field. That's where Sparks went twice in his first at bat. And Winsett does not want to see Phelps at second. Phelps, the second baseman for Tecumseh. He's got quite a lead. And that's going to go all the way to the wall, if not gone, off the wall by Caleb Sparks. They bring it back, and Hokett is going to bring it in, as Winsett faces now a threat second and third with nobody out. Another slam by Sparks to left field, as that may have played out as a triple without a runner in front of him. That's fouled away by Zant Shirey, the center fielder. No balls, 1 strike. It's going to be outside. One and one. That's going to left. That should score the runner, if not both. It's going to score both of them. And going to second is Zant Shirey. Tecumseh brings 2 across. Shirey with 2 runs. He's got all the RBIs. Does Zant? And actually, no, he doesn't. Lane Stewart has 1. And Lane in there now. That's Parker Wells. And he gets the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Savages, The right fielder, number 8.
Shirey moves over to third, and Prado steps in. That's low to Prado, ball 1. Shirey struck him out on 3 pitches the first time up. It's high. 2-0. Three and 0. Ball 4. So Prado reaches on a walk. That's interesting. 3 strikeout, 4 pitch walk in his first 2 at bats.
Now batting for the Savages. First baseman, number 3, Lane Laughlin.
Lane Laughlin steps in for Tecumseh, and he's got runners on first and third. I don't know that Prado is a threat to run other than to cause a decision, perhaps, again, and try to score that runner from third. A la first inning. Shirey, who's on third. Oops, that's going to left field. Foul. That's another close one deep down the line for the Savages, gone just foul. And getting it back in quickly for the Wolves is Gavin Gregson. But as I was saying, Prado might get himself into a rundown with just 1 out here and try to let Shirey score. There he goes. And no throw. The Wolves just play it straight up. They give the base, taking the double play basically out of it, other than maybe a line drive. First, everybody in on the infield now. That's a pitch you get if you've been throwing strikes all day, which has not been the case. Thus, you don't get that call. Winsett in there, and he gets the strikeout. Nice pitch. Hokett backing up. The pitcher, thankfully so, as again, that throw from catcher to pitcher is especially important when you have a runner at third base. Stepping in is Hassler. 2 outs, 2 on. And he's going to Hokett. Oh, and that's going to score both. As it goes to the wall, he may end up all the way in as the Wolves allow it all the way around. He's going to third. And Hassler helps himself out with a couple of RBIs. And the Wolves just unable to knock that down before it gets by him in the outfield.
Up to bat for the Savages.
So
Number 4, Braxton Meyer.
that brings 2 more around, 4 in this inning. And Braxton Meyer steps up with Hassler at third. In there for a strike. 1-1 the count. That one outside. And again, the pitcher having to make a good fielding play just to catch the ball. That's in the hole. Scores another. Meyer gets it done, gets his RBI with the single. And the lead now 6 for Tecumseh.
Up to bat for the Savages. Left fielder, number 17, Zach Walker.
And coming in to run for the Savages is Max Hilton. Max, a freshman. And
Courtesy running for the Savages, number 20.
stepping up to the plate is Zach Walker. That's going to be the second baseman. Good play by Hokett. And a throwing error. Takes it to the fence, and Childers tracks it down. That's one of those plays you just have to have. If you recall, this inning started with a play just like that.
Correction. Courtesy running for the Savages, number 25, Max Hilton.
As the error on the throw really hurts the Wolves. We're going to take a break as Coach Schaefer comes out. You're watching Wolves baseball on ShawneeCTV.
I recently had questions about my family's health insurance, so I stopped by and spoke with the insurance guy at the mall. Jim Pierce was friendly, quick, and knowledgeable about my options. Jim answered my questions, and I purchased the best insurance plan I've had in years. I recommend you speak with Jim Pierce, the insurance guy at the mall, about any health insurance questions you or your family members may have.
Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has a lineman program.
Real life opportunities, real life experience, and that's what we're trying to give them with the 3 instructors. We got about 100 years of experience. They'll be what's called a grunt, a trainee, or they'll be an apprentice 5, and they will know how to do everything here on the ground and up the pole to help them get that job. You'll get out of this training what you put into it.
Stranded with car trouble? Give Triple R Wrecker a call. Triple R Wrecker and the Ramirez family has been serving Greater Pottawatomie County for over 20 years. Triple R Wrecker.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support locals. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high-quality work and pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
Corbin Wood comes in from left field, or center field, to take over the pitching duties. We think that Winsett went out to left and moved Gregson over to center. I will try to confirm that, as eyes do allow. And runners at second and third for Cash Phelps. 2 balls, no strikes. As Tecumseh has hit through their order. Cash with a bounder to Parker. Wells gets him this time, and the Wolves allow 5 across. They trail 6-0 as we are through 3. You're watching Wolves baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community, one season at a time.
Hi, welcome in. Let's go see Jim.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time, at our Shawnee Sonic.
Castor Key Auto Mart. Online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
Now batting for the Wolves, number 9, Parker Wells.
Parker Wells steps in for the Wolves. And he takes a first pitch ball from Hassler. As the Wolves need some runs. Shortstop Parker, can he get on? Leadoff, so important in high school baseball. As Coach Schaefer making his way over to the third base side. We'll talk with Coach Schaefer after the game. It'll be a news stream. Stay with us. We'll get his thoughts on his team and how they played. We'll be back with you from North Rock Creek next Thursday as well. Or I'm sorry, Wednesday for the matchup between the Cougars and the Wolves. Parker takes a walk, and let's see what the Wolves can do with that. As really a tale of 2 teams here. A few years ago, Coach Mars inherited a young ball club. Now they have 7 seniors on the squad, and he has them going in the right direction. And those guys now facing a squad with, I believe it's 8 freshmen for the Shawnee Wolves. That's where Coach Schaefer begins, as he's got a program to build. There's pluses and minuses on both sides, as that's going to be just outside. I'm surprised that was not called a strike. To Ty Janda at the plate. Ty, a sophomore for the Wolves. Of course, he's behind the plate. Back again. The athletic Parker Wells, he is a threat to run. And Hassler showing him so. That's going to be a low pitch. As Parker doing his job. Coach Mars does not want this to get out of hand, as it's 2-0 with a batter walked. Just wants to settle his pitcher down, I'm sure. as Janda flew out to right field his first time at bat. Relatively routine play. And this is where you can let a team right back into it. And Coach Mars has seen enough. Just wants to settle him down a little bit. Say, hey, look, man, just throw strikes. Got a 6-run lead. We just don't want to be giving them anything. All right. Janda back in to the box. That's just outside. And in Hassler's defense, that's a ball that he's been getting a strike up until this point. Maybe he just doesn't get the strike because it's been 7 straight balls. We shall see. There you go. As Janda taking all the way. Let's see how that affects what happens here. As you have to earn that strike, but if you're earning strikes, you're more likely to get that call of a strike. Right there. I didn't see the called strike. What? So maybe it was a balk. That's probably what happened because the runner trotted up to second, and that was a no pitch. So 3-1 the count. It's going to be bounced. Stays fair. And a good play by the third baseman to get the out. As Janda retired for the first out, Red Hokett steps up after the good play by Lane Stewart, as he could very well have let that go. He played it and made a strike over to his first baseman, Lane Laughlin. Hokett with the opportunity to bring Wells in. It's going to be high, ball 1. Hassler losing a little bit of command here. Through 3, we'd seen him miss on the first pitch just a few times, but he's had a hard time so far in this inning. Hadn't seen him get a first pitch strike. And there he gets the corner call again. I'd say that call has been relatively consistent, other than in that string of balls recently, as Blue's been fairly determined with his zone. One and 2 to Rhett. 2-2. Ooh, Rhett let a tough one go, and that's going to take it full. His eye's better than mine there. As full count with Parker Wells on third. Elias Hassler set from the stretch. Outside. And 2-1. Schaefer says, Parker, slow down. We need the base runners. There's only one out. Going to bring up Childers for the Wolves with 2 on. And here is where you might see a difference between a freshman-laden team and a senior-laden team, first and third. This is where the first run came for Tecumseh, as Coach Mars set his first base runner in motion to get tied up pretty much. And the Wolves unable to play it, so the run didn't score. Both ended up safe, actually, with Shirey reaching second. And that was the first run across by leadoff Caleb Sparks. They throw it down, and the runner gets there. So stolen base for Hokett. And Childers now with runners both in scoring position with only one out. Case, the first baseman, he's built for power. He gets it deep enough, he'll get a sacrifice. Gets a hit, he might score two. That's in there for a strike. Nice pitch from Elias. No balls, 2 strikes, as he's out in front when it matters here with 2 in scoring position and 1 out. It's another one of those curves that's hard to stay off of. But he does, and he gets the ball, as I thought he would ring him up there after seeing that pitch. But nope. Held off, must have been just inside. No wind at the moment. It's like died down. He gets the strikeout. Got to have hitting when you need hitting, and there's 2 on in scoring position. You have to get the wood on the bat, or on the ball, as Talioni now comes up with 2 outs, and he needs a base hit. His team needs a base hit here. It's going to be outside. Tal, a traditional switch hitter, actually. He'd like to be batting left right now, but he has some restraints that don't allow him to do so. Seeing the right-handed pitching from the right-handed side for the first time in a long time, has he, in this early part of the season. Two balls, no strikes. Leone waits, takes ball 3. Good eye. And let's see if Schaefer turns him loose here. This would be a time in which maybe letting the young batter swing. That's in there for a strike. But that's why Coach Schaefer is a 30-year coach, and I'm not. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now it's 3-2. Chased one probably. Shoulder level. Those are hard to get around on. It's a good pitch by Hassler. Count full now. And he gets a walk. So the Wolves with another base given to them. And one swing of the bat from Corbin Wood, who is now the pitcher. Could do hefty damage. But most of all, the Wolves need a hit. The only hit of the day has been a bunt for the Wolves. They've gotten 2 gifts this inning. Outside. So Corbin with a 1-0 count. We have Parker Wells at third, Red Hokett at second, and Tal Leone at first. That's in there for a strike. taking all the way was Corbin. 1-1. Strike 2 as the Wolves again chasing a bad pitch at an inopportune time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hassler has his pitching stash open. Can throw whatever he wants here. It's going to be a grounder to third. Should be a routine out. It is. Side retired. Wolves leave 3 on. They trail 6-0. We are in the middle of 4. You're watching Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together we're building community one season at a time.
I recently had questions about my family's health insurance, so I stopped by and spoke with the insurance guy at the mall. Jim Pierce was friendly, quick, and knowledgeable about my options. Jim answered my questions, and I purchased the best insurance plan I've had in years. I recommend you speak with Jim Pierce, the insurance guy at the mall, about any health insurance questions you or your family members may have.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One. Stranded with car trouble? Give Triple R Wrecker a call. Triple R Wrecker and the Ramirez family has been serving Greater Potawatomi County for over 20 years. Triple R Wrecker.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support locals. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high-quality work and pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
So, welcoming Caleb Sparks back to the plate to start things off here in the 4th. Ethan Berger comes in from right field to pitch for the Wolves. It's a platoon assignment for sure, pitching for the Wolves this year, as trying to figure out their number ones. And again, a very young squad just trying to figure things out. It is Winsett who started the game at pitching. He's now in center field. And Corbin Wood over in right relieved Winsett on the mound. So Gregson remains in left for the Wolves. That's going to be a slow bounder foul. Derek Criswell getting it back over to his pitcher. Criswell, another sophomore on the field for the Wolves. That's fouled out of play. count even for Caleb. As that's another one to right field. And he gets by again. The Wolves in right. As Caleb is going to score. As they stop him at third. And they get a quick throw home. That would have been a play at the plate. Caleb probably could have scored. But just couldn't field it out there in right field and ended up giving away a couple extra bases. And that's going to bring up Zant Shirey. Not taking anything away from Caleb Sparks. That was a legit hit for sure. Just not a triple. Yet he stands on third. Zant Shirey. He's got 3 RBIs on the day. And he's looking to add. Actually, he's got 2 RBIs on the day. But looking to add to that, he and Elias Hassler with 2. It's on that outside, just off that outside corner. It's a ball. Two balls, 1 strike, the count. As Tecumseh up 6-0 here in the 4th, threatening again. Lead off on third. And the count. Now full. Now full. That's going to be out of play. Fouled back. People covering their heads. Those come down hard. Make sure the kids know when you bring them out. Watch that ball off the bat. Because they do fly high and come down hard. It's part of the fun though, Mom, so bring them out. Here comes another one. That one might hit me in the head. I think it was just proving my point. That's kind of cool. As battling with this full count, Shirey at the plate. He gets the call. Wow. Very good for the Wolves as Berger gets the strikeout on Shirey. That was a reward for throwing 3 strikes in a row. As like to see that for the Wolves. Berger is going to bring up to the plate Lane Stewart. And you want to reward the umpire for giving you that call by throwing more strikes. Make it easy for him to continue to call strikes. As Lane, the third baseman, with probably the play of the game defensively, as he hustled down the line on a big play for the Wolves, as they had a runner coming from second to third and nobody out, and he got the out at first. It was a nice play in the last inning, as he now at the plate, and he takes ball 2. 2-1, the count. Lane Stewart. Inside, ball 3. Just resetting the Shawnee defense for you. On the mound is now Berger. He's throwing to Ty Janda. Case Childers over at first, as that is going to be short right field and caught. by the Wolves for the second out of the inning. The runner comes across as that runner, Caleb Sparks, started off with the triple. And second out of the inning, Wood catching that in right field. Corbin Wood in right. In center now, we have Cruz Winsett. And over at left, we have Gavin Gregson. At second is Rhett Hokett. And that's fouled back out of play. At short is Parker Wells, and over at third is Derek Criswell. That should reset it for the Wolves. Prado at the plate for Tecumseh. That's going to be foul out of play for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes to Caden Prado. Interesting for Prado, 3-pitch strikeout in the first, 4-pitch walk in the third, 2 pitches, 2 strikes here in the fourth. Nailed, could be a home run, looks like it will be. Nope. In the largest part of the field, Prado nails it to left center for a stand-up double. So that's going to bring up Lane Laughlin coming back. And Stewart with 2 RBIs. Shirey with 2 RBIs, and Hassler with 2 RBIs. Laughlin here with the opportunity to get one himself. That's going to be foul ball, strike. And just inside. Thought that might get Laughlin, actually. 1-1. That's in there for a strike. That's a good pitch. As Berger takes one out of the Hassler book. Good curveball. That's hit sky high. Winsett settles underneath it and gets the third out of the inning. The Wolves let one across. They trail 7-0. We are through 4. You're watching Shawnee High School Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has a lineman program.
Real life opportunities, real life experience, and that's what we're trying to give them with the 3 instructors. We got about 100 years of experience. They'll be what's called a grunt, a trainee, or they'll be an apprentice 5, and they will know how to do everything here on the ground and up the pole to help them get that job. You'll get out of this training what you put into it.
Hi, welcome in. Let's go see Jim.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, There's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time, at our Shawnee Sonic. Castor Key Auto Mart. Online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
Stepping to the plate for the Wolves here to start things off in the fifth inning is Gavin Gregson. Gavin, the left fielder, he is 1 for 1 so far in the ballgame. He reached on a bunt, took second on a balk, sacrificed to third by Winsett. And they're playing in on the third base line is Stewart. That's a solid hit to the right fielder as Gavin goes 2 for 2. Like to see that for Gregson as the left fielder, again, just a freshman, and he's getting his bat to go. It's going to take us back to the top of the order with Cruz Winsett with the runner on first. We're in the fifth, and the Wolves leaving the bases loaded last inning in the fourth. Definitely their biggest threat inning against Hassler as Hassler pitches another first pitch strike. And that has worked out well for him, that being his starts. Strike 2. Gregson gets back easily. Body slide, a body length. Not sure that he's really a threat to go in this situation with Coach Schaefer. He knows he needs base runners. And Winsett goes down with his second strikeout. Brings up Derek Criswell. Cruz, Winsett, lead off. He's another one of the freshmen. Pitcher to start the game, center fielder, definite leader as a young man. And again, Gregson back to the plate, or back to the base as Criswell steps in, sophomore. Derek with a pretty good game over at third so far. He hits it to his counterpart, Stewart, and they look to turn 2. He beat the throw, but it was a out call on the turn. And again, if you're playing good baseball, that looked like a solid play, you're going to get calls like that. That's just how it is. The Wolves trail 7-0. We're watching Wolves baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together we're building community one season at a time.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
I recently had questions about my family's health insurance, so I stopped by and spoke with the insurance guy at the mall. Jim Pierce was friendly, quick, and knowledgeable about my options. Jim answered my questions, and I purchased the best insurance plan I've had in years. I recommend you speak with Jim Pierce, the insurance guy at the mall, about any health insurance questions you or your family members may have. Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One. Stranded with car trouble? Give Triple R Wrecker a call. Triple R Wrecker and the Ramirez family has been serving Greater Potawatomi County for over 20 years. Triple R Wrecker.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
Welcome back to Tecumseh as the Wolves in the field. As we're through 4.5 with Tecumseh leading Shawnee 7-0. As Elias Hassler having a good day from the mound for Tecumseh. And at the plate for the Savages is Elias Hassler to start things off here in the 5th. Not the start that Ethan Berger on the mound would like to have, but so be it. And that is going to bring up Braxton Meyer as Hassler stands on first, or off first with the lead. Not too daunting. He stays put. Meyer gets wood on it. Strike one. Braxton 1 for 2 so far today. Good delivery by Ethan. Over to Case. Put it right on the runner's back. Guess you might want it a little closer to the bag, but easy to handle where he put it. And he pitches a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. And again, the wind picking up here from left to right on your screen. Meyer calls a timeout. And he hits it solid to left. Going to be caught out there by the left fielder, Gavin Gregson. As well positioned, it came pretty much right to him for the first out of the inning. Zach Walker, Tecumseh left fielder to the plate. Janda with a good pickup out of the dirt. He holds Hassler at first. Wolves don't want any more runs to come across, that's for sure. Oh, 0-1. Delivery from Berger. He got that corner. Good pitch from the freshman. Take what Blue's giving you. And that's going to be fought off by Walker. Keeping Hassler honest over there. He's a pitcher. You might as well make him work over there. He goes, and it's fouled away. Hassler trots back, gets his lead. We're set, and we get the strikeout of Walker for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up second baseman Cash Phelps.
Second baseman, number 7, Cash Phelps.
That would be his daddy over there making the announcement. That always feels good. Cash, a sophomore for the Savages. And that's going to be ball 1. Cash reached in the third, scored a run. Back in the 5th with a 1-1 count. As Berger trying to work out of a leadoff walk. Misses high. Two balls, one strike. That's going to be to Parker Wells. And the side retired. Good job by Berger. And the Wolves come in to try to do some catch up here in the 6th as we're through 5. Wolves trail 7-0. You're watching Wolves baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together we're building community one season at a time. At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has a lineman program.
Real life opportunities, real life experience. And that's what we're trying to give them with the 3 instructors. We got about 100 years of experience. They'll be what's called a grunt, a trainee, or they'll be an apprentice 5. And they will know how to do everything here on the ground and up the pole to help them get that job. You'll get out of this training what you put into it.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
The Wolves back up to the plate to start things off here in the 6th. That's Ty Janda. I'm sorry. That's shortstop Parker Wells. Janda over in the circle comes up next. Is having a good time in the press box today. We're out of the wind, out of the sun, just being spoiled a little bit down here in Tecumseh. Appreciate that. Everybody very welcoming. That's in there for a strike. He's been calling that pitch every day. Batter's got to get used to it. Parker set down with his second strikeout of the day. And that's going to bring up Ty Janda.
Number 14, Ty Janda.
Called third strike. Rhett Hokett on deck as Janda looks for the first pitch. And again, Hassler's pitching a gem when he gets out in front. It's been detrimental to the Wolves. That's a first pitch ball to Janda. Haven't seen many of those, but that makes it a bit more interesting. That's going to be outside ball 2. That's another one. You might anticipate that being called a ball, but Blue has been consistent. That has been a high strike all day long. 2 balls, 1 strike. Strike 2. Hassler pulls it back even. The Wolves struggling from the plate, really haven't gotten anything going all day long. They did have a threat in the 4th, but most of that on walks and gifts. Just unable to get the bats going. Similar to what we saw with the same Tecumseh team last week against Hera. Just unable to get the bats going and produce any kind of threat against the home team. That's going to be high fly to right field. Should be caught as Prado there makes the catch. And the second out of the inning brings up Rhett Hokett.
Second baseman, number 1, Rhett Hokett.
Hokett reached in the 4th. And he's going to try to bunt his way on. And they get him. As 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. Wolves battling 7-0 against Tecumseh as Tecumseh comes up to bat. You're watching Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high-quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time, at our Shawnee Sonic.
Castor Key Auto Mart. Online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One.
The Savages. Shortstop.
We are back, and
Caleb Sparks.
it looks like Berger remains on the mound for the Wolves. And shortstop Caleb Sparks steps in for Tecumseh at bat. Caleb has had a awesome offensive day. This is Rhett Hokett fighting and gets it at second. That's the first time the Wolves have retired Caleb. Before, he had stepped on home place coming around the base paths. Previous 3 times, 3 runs for Caleb. That was the first pitch out, caught by Hokett. And that's going to bring up Zant Shirey. Oh, and 1, the count. Ball 1. And that's going to be a solid base hit by Shirey. Gregson gets it in to Wells as Shirey goes 2 for 3 with a walk on the day.
Now batting for the Savages. Third baseman, number 5, Lane Stewart.
Lane Stewart steps in. Strike 1. So little plays matter. And I know I mentioned this the last time Stewart was up, but I really think the play of the game, after Tecumseh had just put 4 on, and they were actually 5 on in the inning before, Parker Wells reaches on a walk for the leadoff, and he gets over to third base, and Ty Janda's at the plate. Stewart makes a difficult play as the ball hugging the line, midfield, on the run. He nails Janda at first to get the first out of the inning. And so instead of first and third with nobody out, it was third base with an out. And the Wolves ended up getting the bases loaded, but no runs come across. And that's at a time in the game in which if you come back and get a few runs, this is a different ball game. And little plays like that can really determine outcomes of high school baseball games. They relieve that threat, no runs come across, no momentum shift, and we've just kind of cruised on from there. And Tecumseh's added 1 since then, but the Wolves just unable to get their bats going or mount any kind of threat since then. And it was because of Stewart's fine play at third base that stopped what could have turned into an open faucet on the base paths. Now 2 balls, 1 strike. Berger battling Stewart. As Shirey moved up to second on the stolen base. And that's pounded into center field over Winsett's head. And 1 will come around. And a stand-up double by Lane Stewart. So 2 hits back-to-back, a single and a double, produce another run for Tecumseh. They go up 8-0, and that's going to close the ball game out. The single run here shuts them down, and the Wolves lose to Tecumseh 8-0 on Tecumseh's home field. We'll be back in a new stream. Quick thoughts from Coach Jeff Schaefer. Check us out. We appreciate you watching. You're watching Wolves Baseball on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time. Good night.